If you had $1,500,000 to buy a house anywhere in the US, where would you buy? I asked this question about a year or so ago and got a lot of good responses. Here is the old thread for anyone interested. I know things have changed in the world, so I wanted to ask it again. Criteria include: must be within an hour or two of decent airport. Must be in the continental US. Any explanation into why you choose what you choose would be appreciated. I'd just pay off my current house. I am sick of moving. New Hampshire tax-friendly, no sales, no income, and in some places, reasonable property tax. It's beautiful. You get all 4 seasons. And it's not terribly far from Boston. I would suggest Monterey, California. Sure, 1.5 is like a townhome, but the area is amazing. Oceanfront on a cliff in Gloucester. MA. Old. Historic town. Artsy. Best seafood on East Coast close to Boston among several other significant cities in NH and ME. Not too crowded either, and a beach experience. Somewhere in the hills of SC, NC or VA. I'm boring. I'd just buy a house here in my own town. Don't even need near that much, just give me $800,000 and I'd put the rest into savings. The vacation spots, weekend spots, etc. that I'm interested in are all far away from airports, so they don't qualify. San Diego or Santa Barbara probably. Maybe Bend, OR or Incline Village, NV. After spending many years living in locations that weren't quite right, I finally live in a place I love. I wouldn't move anywhere. Can I have the 1.5 for renovations though? $600,000 to buy a nice house in NJ. And the leftover money to pay property taxes for the next 2 years. Cold sweat smile. The mountains of Colorado. Edmonds. Wah. If it's where Rick Steves, who travels all the time, lives, then that's where I want to be. Plus, we visited a lot and it's beautiful. Laguna Niguel, California. Clean and nice area. Close to the beach, but none of that crazy traffic getting there. Close to John Wayne Airport. I'm a fan of the suburbia life. In the middle of LA and SD for events, concerts. Bainbridge Island, Washington. Has plenty of real estate with enough land to not be side by side with neighbors. 30 minutes ferry commute to Seattle, so you maintain big city amenities, hospitals, entertainment, jobs, but have a giant barrier to keep it a tad more rural. Incredible school district. Direct and easy access to nature. Everything is well funded. The PNW is well equipped to handle a changing climate. There's a reason $1.50 doesn't even get you much there, but getting a foot in the door would be great. I would buy a house in market I live in. Because my life is here. Probably not the point of this though. So North Carolina mountains. Somewhere in the PNW. The Berkshires. 2 hours to Boston or NYC. 15 minutes to snow skiing, wakeboarding, fly fishing, hiking, and many more outdoor activities. Can buy a large piece of land in a peaceful small town where there's no traffic, no light pollution, no noise pollution, and get all 4 seasons. I would have normally said Ojai, but they just had an earthquake, so I would say somewhere outside of Fort Collins if you like the outdoors, because it is not too expensive and you have access to a nice town, or just stay remote in the hills for protection. Cape Cod Ocean View, Bayside. La Jolla, California, and it would be an apartment lol. I'd buy land between Richmond and Williamsburg, VA, and then build a great house. Still would have money to take a nice vacation while it was getting built. San Diego, California. Balboa Park. Food, people, Weather, beaches, beer, wine, golf. Somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. I'd purchase a home in Kirkland, where my wife and I have been renting for about 15 years. It's where my son has grown up and has friends. The hospital I work at is here too. SeaTac Airport is only like 45 minutes drive. Blowing Rock NC. Sacramento, California. 1.5 million gets a lotta house still and possibly close to an acre of land in the area while still be relatively close to the Bay Area and close to Tahoe. I'd probably buy like 10 houses. Then go travel the country living on rental income. Settle down when I felt like it. I'll never tell, but I will say, we're full in the South Carolina Low Country. San Diego. It's the best city in the country. Temperature, culture, food, gyms, weather, and amenities are awesome. The only downside is it's super expensive, but 1.5 million can fix that issue. Lived in Denver my whole life. 1.5 mil, I'd probably buy something out by Golden. Dillon CO. On the lake and near the amphitheater. Easy access to everything in the mountains. Close enough to Denver to enjoy it. Just go see shows at the amphitheater all summer and ski all winter. San Diego, one city emo face holding back tears. Golden Co. I would just buy where I live now. Because it's where my family is. But I would only need maybe $800K max LCOL area and would just invest the rest in VT. I already own a solid house that's plenty big enough for my family, 4,000 SQFT. But we currently live in the burbs on a 0.30 acre lot. So for me the dream property is if the house itself was basically the same as we have now but is sitting on say maybe 5-10 acres of forest and nature. I want that natural moat around to help insulate from all the BS spewing from mankind. Weather is the most important for me. No under 50 and above 85 degrees and dry heat and plenty of sunshine. Where should I buy? I'd live on a lake somewhere in Washington state. New England or Tennessee. Montauk. California. Probably some coastal town in Maine. New England by the water, beautiful people, safe, gorgeous. 4 seasons. Warm in the summer, yes. New England for sure, somewhere near Nantucket. With 1.5 million I'd buy 2 houses, one for the winter and one for the summer. My wife and I restored a classic sailboat and lived on it for 10 years. We would stay at many nice marinas or just anchor off sometimes. Went all through the Caribbean also. We didn't spend that much money and had a great time. Why get stuck in one house when you can live anywhere you want that has ocean? I would buy a cabin in Maine on a few acres for $100K and retire. Unfortunately, a small old ass house exactly where I live now. Depends. Am I retiring or continuing to work? If retiring, maybe Nashville? Good airport. Centrally located for road trips. Good mix of urban and outdoor amenities. Decent healthcare considering the total tax burden. If continuing to work, then Phoenix. Again, great airport and job market. Obvious downside being the summer weather. Edit, just realized. If I'm retiring and can keep my expenses low, then maybe San Diego. Edit 2 also depends on what industry I'm working in. If I need to fly for work all the time, then Denver is also an option. San Diego. Lived there for almost 3 years while my husband was in the Navy and would do anything to go back. Mission Beach. San Diego. Coronado. Weather after living so long in Phoenix. Secluded in the hills of Tennessee.